The West Tigers taking on the Sydney Roosters, and the Tigers, who've had the week off as per program, 1 through 17. They've got 3 players that have played every match so far this season. Ben Saunders at hooker, Kyle Lovett in the back row, and in 16, Brendan Sandy. The coach is Todd Payton, and I caught up with him a short time ago. We'll catch up with Todd a little bit later. And as we can see, it is a wonderful day. The playing surface in excellent order. The Roosters also, as per program, 1 through 17. Riley Jacks is the skipper. Dylan Napa and Kane Evans in the front row. And the coach, of course, is Jason Taylor. And here come the Roosters, led out by Riley Jacks. He's played 25 of their 26 games so far this season. And momentum is with the Sydney Roosters. 2 wins back-to-back, and there is the skipper. Key player for them this afternoon, but maybe no more important player than that player there. Number 1, Roger Tuivasa-Sheck.
He's been outstanding, come back from the NRL, and he had a taste of it, so his confidence is very high. 160 tackle bust in 16 appearances, but last week made 190 metres, 23 runs. He's the extra front rower that the Roosters rely on to get him out of trouble, and his footwork is outstanding. Look for him to create some havoc and run into some space and possibly score 1 or 2 tries.
And here come the Tigers, led out by their skipper Jacob Miller. And the Roosters had gone to the wrong end of ANZ Stadium, and they're having to turn around as there is the key player, you would think, for the West Tigers, another player who's tasted NRL, Marika Korobite.
Yeah, it's an extra forward for him. You know, he comes on to tackle 2 and tackle 3 and runs very aggressive. 14 tries in 12 games, but against the Dogs 2 weeks ago, 188 metres was outstanding. Very tough. The Fijian sidestep, he's going to come straight at you and very aggressively.
Important game for our referee too, Adam G. He and Grant Atkins, our 2 referees this afternoon. So they've got a grand final appearance, one of those you would think, and let's hope we get through controversy-free this afternoon. It will be Jacob Miller who'll get us underway. I wonder what is going through the minds of the Tigers players when they look up against a Roosters side that has beaten them 40-16 and 40-18 so far this season. We're underway. The first grand final qualifier, and it is the Roosters who will have first use of the football, and Dylan Napa has the first hit up and brings it out to the 10-metre line. Saunders, one of the defenders there. So too, Sue. The 2 front rowers for the Roosters give them enormous momentum. That is Reece Martin. Tuivasa-Sheck. Shy of the 30. Evans, his first hit up slightly across field, and easy meat there for the defence of the Tigers. Strong defence. They need to as well. Inosesio, one of the defenders. Noble. Coach Jason Taylor was telling me he's a little bit bigger than he looks from up here. He certainly does play above his weight.
Not late, boys.
Now Jacks from inside the 40. Good set defensively from the Tigers to force the Roosters to kick from inside their own 40. And they will start their set from up near their 40. Good return of the football from Nofaluma.
A great set to start the game for the Tigers. They've had the week off. They look refreshed. Defensively, that was great. You get the ball and then halfway, tackle 2. It's a good start.
Korobite will play it just shy of halfway. Saunders. Now Miller turning the ball back under here for Whareaka. They're already inside the 40 here, the Tigers. Saunders popping the ball back to Sue. Terrific start here from the Tigers. They're in centre field. They come to the left through Miller. Now Lovett, straight there at Langy. They're only 10 metres out here, the West Tigers. Last tackle. He points to the air. Does Miller? Is it the double bluff? No, he does kick across to the wing. It's not his best kick, and it's well taken there by Curtis Rona. Disappointing end to what was a good set.
It was a great set for the Tigers. They asked some questions up the middle. They play a lot like their NRL squad. A lot of the players come off the dummy half, and Jacob Miller, I think he's an outstanding kicker of the football and can land it on the spot, but the poor kick now leads to a leg up in the penalty.
Just seems to be even more noticeable in the Toyota Cup, Brett, how important last tackle play is, and how often on the back of a poor last tackle teams give away penalties.
That's right, yeah. Well, you feel like you're under pressure because they catch in a good field position and they catch positively and they return because your kick chase is poor. And you compound that bad kick with a bad error with a penalty.
Joel, straight up! Hold in. Wait here. Wait.
Napa, legs chopped from underneath him. Terrific tackle, Luani. That hurt Dylan Napa, I think. Here's Kane Evans, slightly across field again, but very hard man to bring down. This is a better set from the Roosters. Blackman just throwing it to nobody. Was it picked up? Knock on.
Little knock on.
Tuivasa-Sheck with the error, but it was more the play of Dean Blackman than anything Roger Tuivasa-Sheck. Maybe he should have just dived on it, but not best of plays from Dean Blackman.
No, Blackman should have just went to the ground with the ball. We see here the little knock on from Sheck. It was bouncing around.
Outside legs up, boys.
The markers from the Tigers there on 3 tackles in a row were very aggressive. Jumped out at Dylan Napa and got him quickly, and then got to Blackman, the hooker, put him under pressure.
Brodie Munro for the West Tigers.
Hold it, Kane. Go.
Love it. Solid shot from Napa. Geez, he can hit in defence. Dylan Napa. He's not as big as Kane Evans, but he's a good defender. Miller dropping under, and Evans is waiting, and he's got to be careful with that lift, and Sue is tackled. 5 short of halfway. Miller. Joel Luani. 5 into the territory. The Sydney Roosters, the Tigers. Slowest play the ball. Early kick here from Miller. Into the corner. And taken by Tarapo, who was outstanding last week for the Roosters. A couple of tries against the Warriors. And his goal kicking proved critical also.
Yeah, the goal kicking will play a big part today. The Tigers look on defensively. They look like they're very switched on, and they're trying to play the field position. Kicking early there from Miller, being aggressive with line speed and trying to control the ruck.
Burnstrom. Langy. This is O'Sullivan away from the touchline. Sammy Langy started the year with the Bulldogs and now with the Roosters, and the kick into the sun is looking there. Nofaluma, he did well to take it. If he got away from Tarapo, there's some open space in front of him.
Yeah, it wasn't a smart kick from Langy. It was kicked way across the field. There was only one Roosters player left there.
In Osisio. Sue, strong run, and Dylan Napa waiting for him, making the tackle. So to Blackman, terrific defence there from the Roosters. Miller trying to work them over here in the middle of the Tigers, and Burnstrom coming up with the tackle. It is the last. Miller kicking away from Tuivasa-Sheck, who gets a nice bounce right on his goal line. And it's a good chase from the Tigers, but he still beat the first tackle.
Oh, the footwork is outstanding from Tuivasa-Sheck. Just very late. You think you got him in these steps. The Tigers will have to make sure on every kick they present a line, because he will, at one stage, hurt you if you don't present a line.
Pass behind Langy there. Not a good one. Stopped his momentum. Was easy meat for the defence. Kyle Lovett, the last man up. Here's Evans. The thing that I like about Kane Evans, not only his workload, but when he does hit up, he is aiming for holes. He doesn't run at blokes. He does run at gaps and makes him even harder to stop. Sucks in normally 2 or 3 defenders.
His development this year has been outstanding. We gave him raps about the amount of carries and how good he goes, but I think the last month he's wanted to run and break tackles not just do 15, 20 carries.
Was there a strip? The tackle count restarts, says the referee. Here's Curtis Rowe into open space. Away from Bernstrom and Tuivasa-Sheck. Bernstrom comes again. They're 20 metres out from the line here, the Tigers. The Roosters defence shot to bits. They come to the left. Miller. Korobite over his shoulder into touch. And breathing a huge sigh of relief was Yasiah O'Sullivan.
Bad pass from Jacob Miller. They had the numbers. They had a quick play the ball. One-on-one contest with Korobite. You'd like to back him. You need the pass in front, though. And the Roosters are lucky to survive. The 6 to go call for Curtis Rowe was very, very lucky.
Outside leg, Dylan. Yeah. Heads down, Ben.
Kane Evans, 231 metres last week. 231. His average is 185.
For a front rower, that is just extraordinary. That doesn't include kick return metres. Because he doesn't have any. That's just all hit up, hit up, hit up.
21 runs. That is massive for a front rower to have 21 in game time and then be aggressive defensively.
They can't top him. Tuivasa-Sheck. That is wonderful footwork from the Roosters fullback. He wasn't even playing rugby league last year.
And I think Dylan Napa has got on the back of Kane Evans' form over the last month, and he started today very aggressive. Big shots, tough running.
Bernstrom never had that footy there.
First Roosters, then off 13.
Knock on both ways. So knock on by Bernstrom, who I don't think he ever really had possession of the footy. At the moment, the Tigers have settled down a bit better than the Roosters.
Yeah, that's a good assessment, Mark. I think they're both scared of making a mistake or playing some football. They're trying to go up the middle with short passes.
Bend your backs.
I'd like to see one of these two sides come up with a long backline move and challenge an edge, not just play up the middle.
Mulcahy, the run around with Miller. Curtis Rowe. Hear the call out the back, and they knew what was coming, but they still couldn't stop it.
There was an overlap created.
Nofaluma.
Jack, move!
Certainly dominating field position here. And on the back of that penalty won by Ben Saunders.
You're not square.
Yeah, little smart dummy half here, Ben Saunders. Jack Noble, not square, runs straight at him. And you just get forced to wrap your arms around the player. Instinct kicks in. The Tigers had plenty of ball and plenty of good field position. Can they turn that into points?
That's the 20-metre line on tackle one. Napa again, one of the defenders for the Roosters. Wharuaka. Evans involved in the tackle. So too Noble. Awful pass to Mulcahy. I think he went at the last minute. Caught Saunders napping a little bit there. He didn't know whether to pass or not, and in the end, it was half and half, and come up with the error.
Yeah, it's a set play that they were going to try and have Miller as the decoy on the left and the ball come back the opposite angle, but very poor pass, quite hard to catch. And on the back of Saunders getting a penalty, he's come up with the error, or the bad pass for the error.
Tuivasa-Sheck. He could be the difference today between the winning and losing of this game for both sides. Pass from Curtis Rona to Chris Tarapo, and now they've lost it again here, the Roosters. There's no need for Curtis Rona to pass that footy then. It's Tarapo the mistake.
Yeah, a little knock on there, but I agree with you, Mark. Rona just put his winger under a bit of pressure. The Tigers, they're a very good defensive side, the second best defensive team in the Toyota Cup, but they're very aggressive. They get up in your face and they put you under pressure.
Well, it's an interesting point you make about the Tigers' defence being the second best, yet on both occasions the second best defence in the competition has conceded 40 points in two matches against the Roosters, 40-16, 40-18. That's an amazing stat in itself.
Shows how dominant the Roosters have been over him in the 2 outings.
Miller plays it. Love it, the decoy. Mulcahy pops it back here to Fine, who started the year at the Roosters. 5 metres away from the line. Saunders turns it here, head down, Fotuaka. He scored the try. No, he's just short. Lost it.
20.
The Tigers started celebrating, lost it in goal, says the referee. It's a 20-metre restart. Here comes O'Sullivan, and he can't take the tap because it was a knock-on. It wasn't a kick. He was trying to catch them short, but the Tigers started celebrating. They thought that Musesi Fotuaka had scored, and he lost it in goal. Here's Evans running a lot straighter this time, and up towards the halfway line.
Certainly looked like he got close. The ref there being Adam G. Happy to make the call, not going to the video ref. Had to have got very close. We see an aggressive tackle here. Close to a back slam or a head slam.
Wait.
Noble plays it. Langy to the line. Love it over the top. The referee says that was okay. Last tackle here. Jacks kicking. Nofaluma into the sun. Leaping high. Tatapo knocked it on.
First Roosters. Always first Roosters. Love a changeover.
Really good kick from Riley Jacks. You see the sun just in that corner of the football field as well. So the ball high, looking into the sun.
We don't go until he plays it. Let's go.
Chris Taribo had a wonderful shot at it, but not able to catch it.
Sue. Only 15 minutes gone. 0-0 still to score. Miller. Fotuaka, strong run. That's what Peyton was saying before the game, that the 2 times they've been touched up by the Roosters, they've started poorly. That is not the case today. They've started the better of the 2, but they still have nothing to show for it at the moment. Miller. Get to their kick, and it's not a bad one. It's a nice bounce for the Tigers, giving them a little bit of time. Tatapo was able to bring it out to the 20.
And you just wonder whether the Roosters have come into this game thinking, well, we beat them comfortably twice the last 2 times. We can throw the ball around, we can be a bit relaxed because we are expected to win.
Wait. Joel, quicker. Don't look at me, get up.
Martin.
3. Move. Hold in. Go. Now, Ben.
Napa. Still trying to edge his way forward, Dylan Napa. Noble. Burnstrom with him. Solid shot from Lovett over the top, and Sapelli fine around the legs. Now the kick coming from Riley Jacks. It's between Rowe and Nofaluma. Rowe takes it. Not a straight line defensively on the chase from the Roosters. He's able to pick up a few extra metres here as the Tigers are going to make their first change. Brendan Santee coming on. You better get out there because Ben Saunders had just come off the field. And there you see 16 coming on, just getting there now. In fact, it's not Ben Saunders, it was Joel Luani. Just decided that he'd had enough, and he came off, and they were down to 12 for a while. Napa, right in the back there of Mulcahy.
It's going to be important for both coaches to use their interchange wisely today. Certainly the conditions are hot. It's warm, it's sunny. It's the pace of the game. Semi-final is going to be a bit quicker.
Chasers are in front here.
Three's good here. On right. Three's good.
The only one that wasn't, although coming in late there, Fotuaka was in front of the kicker. Could have been penalised. I don't think he'd run 10. To Arsashek. In fact, it's Curtis Rona. This is not the best of starts to a set from the Roosters. Certainly all bunched together, as you can see there. There's no width or depth at all for them. Shaquille Blair on the field. Kane Evans.
Hold. No, early 10.
Napa called offside. Wharaaka had to stay out of it. Last tackle.
Hold.
Only 39 metres gain for the Roosters. Jacks with the kick. Covered by Rowe. Once again, not a straight line in the chase, but we got there in the end.
And this is the difference from the Tigers. The Roosters, outside backs on 3 tackles mark, they ran sideways and made no metres. Korobidi says, give me the ball, I'm coming straight at you, and gets the Tigers on a roll straight away.
Nofoaluma breaking a tackle away from Langi. Tuivasa-Sheck went for the one-on-one strip and bounced off, and now the Tigers are 25 metres out here.
Yeah.
Miller.
Play on.
A real advantage gained.
Surrender. 4. Up.
If he'd run, I think there might have been a penalty. Love it. Mulcahy. Rowe. Luani. 11 away. It is the last tackle. Quick play the ball. Mulcahy wraps around. Long pass out in front of Nofoaluma. I think we're still trying to recover from his run. He'd run out of puff. If he caught that one, he's in the corner.
Yeah, it was an outstanding run on tackle 3 that got the Tigers up there. This is the dummy half. It was on the back of Korobidi's run.
Way you go.
Nice and straight and aggressive. That is the difference between both sides at the moment.
1. Joel, move. Here, hold.
The Roosters need to start to get back to that straight running. Roll their sleeves up, do the hard work before they worry about going sideways.
8's off, 8.
Blair.
Through it off the legs. Yeah.
Tuivasa-Sheck. Had to get tackling. Lange hits straight away and a solid tackle by Miller, and then was that a head slam? The referee says it was on the shoulder. His head came in contact with the ground there. Lange, Noble. Gee, he gets through some work, doesn't he?
Brendan, last one. Hold here.
Jacks.
That is a good kick from
Nice
Riley
kick.
Jacks. And Rona's coming down to put pressure on.
Why did he stop his chase?
One there, don't try.
I think he's worried about the footwork beating him. He just slowed a bit to set himself to make the tackle. Look at the defensive line now for the Roosters. It's getting aggressive line speed. They're trying to put the pressure back onto the Tigers.
Blair with the tackle. As Korobidi plays it.
Lock in.
2 tackles left in this set. Nathan Brown is on. It's not him taking it up, but he's a terrific player, Nathan Brown, off the bench. 140-odd metres against the Bulldogs. Now Miller from well inside his own 40. Tuivasa-Sheck with a nice bounce in the end. This will be interesting. Around Korobidi. Can't get away from Lovett.
How good is that to see? There is about 8 metres to the sideline. Korobidi, who can be super aggressive. You don't want to run straight at him. Sheck just backed himself with the footwork.
Come on, come on.
The Roosters now get good field position on a great kick and chase.
In the middle.
Now, can they put the pressure back onto the Tigers? Can they stay down this end for a period of time?
Rona's lost that. Play on, says the referee. There was no knock on from the Tigers. The Roosters, there's no urgency there. Brown has come up with it. Saunders. Tarapo may have been offside at marker. The referee says play on.
One move, Curtis, here. Hold.
Mulcahy. Miller. Fine.
2. Move all. Dylan. Jack.
Sue. Straight at Blair, bounced away from him. Lange and Napa to make the tackle. Mulcahy, here's Brown back on the angle.
Off the legs.
Luckily, he was tackled by Blair. Otherwise, he would have only had Tuivasa-Sheck to beat. Santi, Miller, Love it. 2 men on his outside unmarked, but he can't get the ball to them. Korobite doing his best to keep him in play, but he's taken into touch. Good defence there from the Roosters. But the Tigers are knocking on the door.
Well, they're one pass away from the overlap that they're creating. One pass away from going to the edge. A few times they've turned a second roller or a centre, change of an angle back in the middle. I think they can get the Roosters if they continue to tip the pass and go through their hands and try and finish with Korobite on the sideline.
Same as the first few, boys. Bind tight.
Certainly mounted a lot of pressure. 10 times they've been tackled in the Roosters' 20 metres, but yet no points coming.
The Roosters haven't been down the other end. Not one tackle in the opposition 20 for the Sydney Roosters. They've had plenty in their own 20.
We saw what the errors does from Manly last night. It gives you no chance to win the football game, and so far the Roosters have had 6 errors. They haven't been able to settle into any rhythm yet.
Tarapo plays it. Here's Blackman. Now Reece Martin. Sue, one of the defenders. Brown there as well. That's the halfway line just in front of him. Napa. Head rock back in the tackle. Saunders over the top. Santi was around the legs. It is the last here for the Roosters. Jacks. That's about as close as they're getting to the goal line, the Roosters, with their kicks from Riley Jacks.
Great kicking game from Riley Jacks. Good left footer going down that right corner. The last time they got down there, Mark, they got pressure, but Rona come up with the error on tackle 3. The Tigers are happy to retrieve those errors and come up the field. The Tigers are ahead with momentum at the moment and all the field position, but they've got to be thinking they haven't scored, when are points coming?
The Roosters are handling everything thrown at them defensively at the moment. Although Parsi almost created something there. Martin left stranded in back play. The Roosters 1 man short. The kick is a tester here for O'Sullivan. Fine, just pushing in the back. Forrester, and now Tuivasa-Sheck from broken play and away from Brown, and Lovett wraps him up. He is such a hard man to get a hold of.
The second penalty that he's been able to get beats players with ease, footwork, and then they have to try and fight and wrestle him. Brendan Santi coming up with a penalty. That'll help the Roosters out of their end. The strength of this young man is outstanding. Doesn't look overly big, but his ability to beat players, change of pace, look for space. He's going to be a talent of the future.
Burnstrom. Kane Evans coming back on for the Roosters. Timely inclusion here when they get a set, full set in the opposition half. Dylan Napa is the man he's replaced. Here comes Evans now. Straight and hard, and legs chopped from underneath him by Brown. Blackman, Tuivasa-Sheck down the short side. Easily stepping around one. Burnstrom in the corner. Ysaira O'Sullivan, and the Roosters are in. Roger Tuivasa-Sheck with a step, and then the superb pass. O'Sullivan gets the try, but put it down to Roger Tuivasa-Sheck.
Well, he was the man that got the penalty with footwork, and it's a footwork here that blows away. Brendan Santi gets their head down, unable to see this late footwork from Sheck. Step shoe, short ball, and the Tigers caught with the overlap down the short side. They were expecting the ball to go left to Riley Jacks. And having a fullback with vision and the ability to ball play, sneaks up the short side. The Tigers have had all the ball, all the possession, and now the Roosters are leading 4-0 through O'Sullivan. It's a good sign of confidence that the Roosters have. They can just hang and absorb, but they can come back with points.
And it would have to be of concern for Todd Payten to think that after all that domination and the first tackle in the opposition 20 for the Roosters leads to a try.
That's got to hurt the players as well. Todd Payton will be thinking, well, we've blown, or not blown, but we haven't turned our field position into points. We spoke about starting well because they've blown us away on the past 2 occasions we've played. Well, they just handled and absorbed what they had and return served. And as you said, Mark, the first time tackled down there, they score.
Tarapo from the touchline to make it 6. He struck it pretty well. Has it got the legs? No, just underneath the crossbar. And so 4 points to 0 remains the score. And there's 12.5 minutes of play remaining until half-time. So the warning shot there from the Roosters. Give us possession down the other end of the field. And we'll make you pay, particularly if Roger Tuivasa-Sheck gets a little bit of space. We've seen his footwork, and now we can see what he does with the football in his hands as well, passing-wise.
He's been an outstanding find for the Roosters. To drag him out of the rugby union 2 years ago and say, come and play rugby league, and have him be so creative and at ease with the game that he hasn't played his whole life, it's outstanding. This is a poor defensive set for the Tigers. In the back of the try, they're just conceding metres and rushing.
Syker plays it. Here's Evans. Blackman. Last tackle. Jacks is down the blind side. Evans goes into acting half, and this time he's kicked for the first time to Korobite. Is that a mistake? Certainly not something you'd want to do too often, but they handled him well there. Reece Martin with the tackle.
That's right, yeah. You want to give Korobite some space. Curtis Rowe can help him get the football by cheating a bit onto that right corner. We know that Riley Jacks is going to kick down that. He's left, Tigers right. Curtis Rowe should stand in front of him and force him to kick to the middle of the field.
Sonny Parsi. Kane Evans with the tackle. Saunders. Evans with another tackle. Last here for the Tigers. Mulcahy. Tuivasa-Sheck. Nice bounce.
The Tigers have got to start putting the ball in the air or stringing some passes together. They look like they're just trying to get a high percentage game and try and out-grind the Roosters, but you won't beat them. You have to outscore them. You have to play some football against them.
16 right shoulder.
Oh, the pass wasn't needed to be thrown by Forrester, and he's turned it over. He'd done some good work in the lead-up and then just threw it blindly straight into the hands of Sonny Parsi. Brown now.
That's error 7 for the Roosters. That's what's keeping the Tigers or allowing them to build field position.
An awful ball there to Santi. Well taken through the tackle of Syker. Noble tidies up. Saunders, Mulcahy. Now it comes here to Rowe. Very deep, Mulcahy. Miller. Love it. Flat-footed though. Easy meet there for the Roosters defence. Slow motion stuff from the Tigers. Saunders. Mulcahy running at space. Luani. Great tackle. Curtis Rona. Last tackle. Quick play the ball. Mulcahy. Blackman has it covered. Good chase. Miller. They'll get another set.
Yeah, able to build pressure there.
Well, here's Kane Evans and Cole Lovett exchanging pleasantries.
Kane, just wait. Yeah, cool.
Jacob Miller.
Can you have a look? Possible knee from Jacob.
Jacob Miller, a possible knee, says the referee. Kane Evans certainly didn't like it. Adam G has asked Phil Cooley, our video referee, to have a look at this. It's Miller there, making the tackle around the arm. No drummers there, but what happens afterwards? And nothing much there.
Well, this will be the good angle to see it. Keep an eye on Miller's left knee. Does come into contact with the head. But is it accidental or?
Yep. Nice. Report.
I don't think Phil Cooley likes it. The referee asking on
Jacob.
report.
Jacob.
I don't know there was much in it.
It looks like it was a part of the tackle that was trying to continue.
Wait there.
You slow it down and it always looks worse.
Whether it is or not, knee made contact with the head. It's going on report. It's a penalty here. Let your team come up to the mark. They'll be there. Yes, penalty.
That means they get a free interchange too if they want here for Dean Blackman, the Roosters.
And I think Jacob Miller has all right to say how, why. It looked like it was in the attempt of the tackle.
Should the Tigers win and get through to the grand final, I'm not sure they'll have too much to worry about in terms of whether or not they'd be available. I doubt that would even get to a charging stage. Up quickly there, too quickly. Sonny Parsi and Kane Evans.
Get him out. Split up. Split up.
Maybe the frustration from the Tigers not being able to get any points on the board. Blowing over.
Well, you'd imagine they'd be frustrated from the Jacob Miller knee
I'll deal
incident.
with you in a second. Rolly.
They do like to play the bully.
Kane, split up. Just go. I'll deal with it in a sec. Was it 10? Yeah. Kane, sorry. Mate, you already got the penalty for that 10 metres going early. Nothing silly, all right?
You wouldn't let go.
Important game, you don't want to be sitting down. Riley, cool it off. Jacob, be careful what you say. I spoke to you at the toss. Let me explain it. I called you off at marker. The line speed all went early. That's what the penalty was for. Cool it down. Cool it down. Yep.
Well, let's see what happens after the next tap when this ball goes into touch from Riley Jacks. Kane Evans will be saying, give me the football. And you imagine the Tigers line will be saying, we're going to come and get you.
Line him up. Line him up.
Here he comes, but they give it to Sam Bernstrom. And they're all over him as well. Love it involved.
On here, Sam.
Referee refereeing over the ruck. Here's Tuivasa Sheck. Big set here for both teams. Jacks. Now it comes through the hands to Rona, through Martin. And Rona's lost it. He tried to get the arm free to throw the impossible pass.
No need to do that from Rona. Curtis Rona, that's the second time he has overplayed his hand and tried to force a pass, and it eases the pressure. The Tigers were likely to come out of the line and do something silly.
What about the shot there from Kane Evans on Sonny Parsi? Rock the head back.
It just eases the pressure. They were under a lot of frustration there from the Tigers, and they were trying to come up with big hits. Jason Taylor has to tell his side, stop making errors, and will blow the Tigers away.
Rowe through the tackle there of Tokatazi. Miller high in the air, Tuivasa Sheck. Karabite coming through and taking him as soon as he's hit, his feet hit the ground.
15, 15.
Good set though by the Tigers to get from one end of the field to the other.
Yeah, the game is starting to open up a little bit. Players are getting tired. There is 6 minutes before half-time. From the blast penalty, there's a bit of aggression creeping in as well. I don't know if Kane Evans would be a guy that I'd be liking to fire up. I'd be saying, mate, you're playing well, just relax. You don't want to make him more aggressive in his running.
2 games this year in the Toyota Cup have produced just 4 points in the first half. Penrith led Melbourne 4-0 at Penrith, and then the Tigers led the Dragons 4-0. So it's not unique, but it is rare as Curtis Rowe went tippy-toe down the touchline and stayed in.
I had to get it as it would have been a 40-20. It was a lovely kick from Riley Jacks. Are the Tigers able to get on the scoreboard in the first half?
It'll be huge. And there's a penalty.
Whole line, same as them. Blonde fella, 14.
It will be a huge momentum change for whichever team manages to score, if they can score before the break.
Play football.
The next 4 minutes 40 are very important to who comes out or who runs into the sheds at halftime upbeat and confident, and who's going to have their heads down.
Wait. Go.
The Tigers have created overlaps marked down this edge twice, but haven't got the pass to their winger.
Hold! Go.
Mulcahy, love it. Runs at Burnstrom, makes the tackle.
They've got numbers down here. Jacob Miller gets the ball.
Rowe out the back. Korobite, one to beat two of Sheck. Great tackle momentum. That's a try. He broke through the tackle of two of Sheck. The referee wants it checked.
He completely breaks that tackle for a possible double movement.
Well, he completely broke it, all right. He left Roger Tuivasa-Sheck in his wake. I thought that he'd made the tackle, but he got out. The Fijian sidestep, bang.
Sheck is off there, fallen off. And the Roosters players, O'Sullivan comes in from behind and adds a bit of momentum. Oh, did the arm get lifted?
Yeah, but there's no one on him when he lifted it.
So Sheck has still got him till there. And does
That's a try.
O'Sullivan then join in?
That's a try.
It's been the edge that they've exposed twice, but haven't got the ball to Korobite, and this time they do. Sheck did his best to stop him, slowed him down. But I do agree with you, Mark.
There's the decision from Phil Curley. And Marika Korobite gets his 15th try in 13 Toyota Cup matches. Added to that, 7 in 6 NRL. He is a try-scoring machine.
Curtis Rowe did really good here. Just hid himself behind the decoy runner, popped up out the back. Made O'Sullivan just check his running a little bit, which put Korobite into space. And the pace, Sheck did his best and had a shot at him, but too aggressive from Korobite. Unsure whether he got there or not with the look on his face, but Jacob Miller now with a conversion that could put the Tigers in front.
Thought it was a good tackle at first from Tuivasa-Sheck, and it was to knock him to the ground, but he was just too close to the goal line to prevent the try.
Just couldn't hang on. It would have been interesting to see if he could have dragged him along the ground and held on.
Then it would have been a double movement. But that's that critical try just before the break. And it goes to the Tigers. And here's a tough kick from Jacob Miller. How important is this? The Tigers could go to halftime leading. It's not coming back enough from Jacob Miller. And so 4-all is the score. And it really is anyone's game.
And it's good to see a low-scoring, close affair. People can criticise the Toyota Cup that there's a lot of points scored and it's defensively poor. But when the stakes are high, you're seeing two sides that are defending and being very desperate. And the two tries that have been scored, they've had to fight hard to score those two tries with great execution of a couple of little set plays.
Reece Martin with the restart. There's a confident pickup with a dangerously rolling ball from Nofoaluma. Nathan Brown. Make another try before half-time. Hit the Tigers. It's a good start to this set. That's a slow play, the ball though. Miller. Parsi. Strong run again. Sonny Parsi's been impressive since he's come off the bench. Miller. Love it. Miller. Mulcahy. Rowe with the juggle.
Double there.
Will the Roosters run to this scrum and maybe get a full set before the break? Not showing a great deal of urgency.
Just a simple drop ball here from Rowe. They marched up the field on the back of that try, and they had every player to the right for a big sweeping back line, but not able to get the ball to the winger or the centre. How often, Mark, do you see it? You score a try, you don't complete a set, and the opposition comes straight back and they score against you.
One thing in the Tigers' favour in that respect is that they did turn it over 30 out from the opposition line. But it has given the Roosters a slight chance before the break. Tuivasa-Sheck stumbled, and Sonny Parsi has come up with a strong tackle and forced the mistake. And the Tigers are racing to get this packed. They showed a lot more urgency than the Roosters did 30 seconds ago.
Stay in there.
Oh. Probably shouldn't have been a scrum, Mark.
Heads up.
Fair to say that that was a little bit,
Need a lock here.
a little bit high on the collision.
Wait.
Well, the Tigers lifted their head from the scrum, and that's why he's
Nathan.
restarted
Put your
the
head up. No, you're
the clock. And so at half-time, it is the Tigers and the Roosters locked at 4 points apiece.
Both look nervous the first 40. They've got that out of their system. There's 40 minutes of football to see who makes it into the first grand final, or who is the first into there.
And it will be the Tigers who get first use of the footy in this second half. Nathan Brown returning it, and returning it well out to the 20. Not for Oluma, we're just talking about. Saunders, love it.
Three, stand up now. Hold, Roosters, hold. Go. Not late.
Miller from inside the 40, looking for a 40-20. Nice bounce for the Roosters, Tuivasa-Sheck. He was worried there for a minute and almost got away. Fine with the tackle.
It was a kick early, tackle 4 from Jacob Miller, trying to get the 40-20 to start the second half with a bang.
Solid run, Evans. They finally took 3 of them to get him down eventually.
Well, they're trying to rush up on him and get him to the ground quickly, but he's just too strong, meeting the challenge physically and dragging him forward.
Tagatazi.
No penalties.
Last tackle. Jacks. Just kicking possession away really to Curtis Rowe. Rona can't make the tackle. Blackman can't make it. Evans can't make it. Now it's a foot race. Who's quicker? Rowe or Tuivasa-Sheck? Tuivasa-Sheck, and forces the error. And the knock on.
First one.
Roger Tuivasa-Sheck created a try in the first half. He saved one there. It was an awful chase from an awful kick.
Yeah, it was a poor kick from Riley Jacks. Allows Rowe to catch early, and there's a hole that he spots and runs. But Tuivasa-Sheck, this is a bigger play than scoring the try. The Tigers could have got on the back of that, played the ball and scored, got the lift. Players react, well, I believe players react more to a try saved than a try scored. And that is massive from Tuivasa-Sheck right there.
Lock him in, fullback. In there, Jacob.
Out. One.
Forrester.
Move, Kyle.
It's almost like both teams are just a bit of stage fright at the moment. They were nervous to start the game, and those nerves have continued. They know so much is at stake. Nice tackle from Parsi, wrapping up. Tarapo.
Hold three, Sonny. Go. Shoulder 4.
Togatazi.
Yeah, hold. Sonny, Sonny. Now, Sonny.
Here's Evans. Just almost running over the top of Fine, but around the legs was Parsi. Now Jacks. The chase is coming, but it's still nowhere near Curtis Rowe.
Now, Dean. One.
40 move! Riley!
Korobite.
Not on the arm!
Strong run
16!
from Korobite to just shy of the 40. Did he drop it? He did. Got the call from the touch judge. After such a strong run, how often do you see it, Brett? Just those simple mistakes, getting to your feet and not being able to play it without dropping it.
And Jacob Miller and Adam G, little confrontation. It was an aggressive, great run from Korobite. Quick play the ball, but just forgot to come up with the football. We always talk about this, Mark, don't we? Ball security and playing the football is a priority, especially in this field position.
Rona trying to get on the outside of Munro. He's done well to get down to within 11 metres of the goal line. Luani, one of the defenders in the end.
You got your arm around Curtis.
Tuivasa-Sheck, dangerous, close to the line, and Brown comes up with a good tackle. 3 metres away. Awkward play the ball. Here's Evans. Can score a try from close to the line and has lost it.
Kane. Sonny, Sonny. No, no. Leave it, Kane.
Been a nice running battle today. With those two players, we see Kane Evans trying to crash through the middle. He's questioned that they have raked the ball out. Adam G wanted nothing to do with it, and the scrum's packed.
Wind down, Curtis. Arms around. Hold the weight. In you go. Hold there, Riley. Out.
Munro. They survive there, the Tigers.
Move, Sam. Kane here. Wait.
Neither side has really been able to mount too much pressure. Here's Korobite down the touchline and just somehow ankle tapped and caught the ground by O'Sullivan. Otherwise, he was away there, Korobite. Floated pass from Miller to Parsi, causing problems for the Tigers attacker, but they get it up to the 40. Good set here. Luani. Okay, nice hands. Brown. Noble, one of the defenders. The offload coming back here to Saunders. He's got no one in support. The Tigers weren't expecting that, and there was no one within cooey of him. Mafualuma out of acting half and straight through. Too many missed tackles in that set from the Roosters, and the Tigers have gone 100 metres to score and hit the lead for the first time in the game.
Well, Mark, you had him on as he ran on to the second half. We said, is this gentleman going to be the match winner? And he could well be on the back of that dummy half scoot. Too many quick play the balls. Players falling off tackles. The Roosters under pressure. And now 13 tries in the past 13 games. That one super important for the Tigers football side.
Well, they forced an error from Kane Evans, a metre out from their own line 60 seconds ago, the Tigers, and now they're celebrating a try down the other end, and they got down there too easy.
Well, I liked how they moved the pass. They were happy to shift it to the winger, Korobite, who found 20, 30 metres in space. And then again on the back of that, they had some little tip-ons. The Tigers are hopefully settling in and playing some football and passing the football to the next runner. Where the Roosters, they're still making those mistakes and not building any pressure.
Jacob Miller trying to convert the try. An easier attempt at conversion than he had in the first half, and now it is 10 points to 4. The Tigers with a 6-point buffer. And some worrying signs there for the Roosters. The number of missed tackles in that set alone. The ease at which the Tigers got down the other end, and the ease at which that man David Nafaluma was able to score the try through the heart of the Roosters defence. Martin with the kick to get us underway again. This is Nathan Brown. Kane Evans coming up with the first shot, and Blackman and Syker bring him to ground. Loani. Noble, one of the tacklers. Saunders. Now on the field back is Siasau Su. Here's the halfway line. Quick play, the ball, Miller at over, run it, knock on.
Easy there. No, Nathan.
He's on the back of a quick play, the ball. He was just too quick, Jacob Miller.
3 quick play the balls for the Tigers there. They ask a lot of questions with their aggressive running. They come and challenge you up the middle. I'd like to see him, and Miller tried on that occasion, after they get their momentum, play some football. But easily making metres.
Dylan Napa getting ready to come back on for the Sydney Roosters. Interesting to see who he's going to replace. I think it's going to be Shaquille Blair. Or is it Togatazi, I should say. So the 2 starting front rowers are out there. Tuivasa-Sheck can't do it on his own, but he can try it. Martin, the offload. Haven't had too many chances, the Roosters, this end of the field. They're within 12 metres.
Got to go right. Space out to the right wing.
Heaps of room. Martin smashed in a tackle. Now Korobite, they won't catch him. They had a chance there, the Roosters. The Tigers were shot to bits. And Marika Korobite will go 80 metres on the back of a mistake from Reece Martin. A terrific tackle. There was no one out there to make it, bar 2 players. And they've forced the error and have a huge 10-point lead, soon to be 12.
Yeah, you look at the Tigers players. They know how important that try was. They were short. People out of position. And Martin got absolutely smashed. And the ball goes to Korobite. And too much pace. The leg speed gets him there.
Sapelli Fine is the man.
It was the right call. They were short, the Tigers, short to their left. Roosters were coming with players in motion. But the great tackle from Fine causes the offload or the collision. There's the error. And Korobite went length of the field against the Dogs 2 weeks ago at half-time. That got him back in the game. Today's try, length of field. Wow, 14-4, this will be 16-4. Now the Roosters under enormous pressure.
This is a side to the Roosters. In the last 2 games they've played against the Tigers, have scored 40 points.
Well, players get motivated from the fact that you've been beat and beat easily on 2 occasions. You don't just turn up and allow that to happen for the 3rd time. The Tigers have been the aggressor. They've been in their face. They've taken the challenge to Kane Evans.
From right in front, 4 all. Is now going to be 16 points to 4 in the blink of an eye almost in this second half. And here is a serious challenge for the Roosters.
Well, they got out of jail, the Roosters, in the 79th minute against South Sydney in their first semi-final. We know they will play for the full 80. But now under pressure, do they hold their composure? They've made plenty of errors. 11 errors for the first game. 11 errors today. So that tells me they're a little bit nervous. The next 27 minutes is their future.
Here's Nathan Brown. And what will it do for the Tigers as well? They know that if they're the next team to score also, they've got pretty much a grand final spot theirs for the losing. At the moment, it's theirs for the losing. Even though there's still just under half an hour to go, the Tigers are a good side. They led the competition for a number of weeks. It's not as if they don't know how to win football games. They're in a winning position. Can they convert it? Brown Mulcahy, Munro. This is a good set after points. Last tackle, they're 20 out from the opposition line. Miller, crossfield kick, and coming, you could have heard the footsteps. O'Sullivan somehow got away from fine. Didn't look to be much of a kick off the boot, but the timing of the ball arriving for O'Sullivan and the defence arriving made it a tougher take.
And they're at the right end of the field, as you said, Mark. 80 metres they were able to run in 5 tackles. The Tigers, they're sensing it's all about the field position, and that's a great tackle.
The offload from Noble to Rona.
The Roosters, there's no shape in their attack. They're just relying on someone individually.
Penalty.
And there's hands all over the head there of Dylan Napa.
Contact's fine, get the rubbish out of it.
Initially, I thought there was a penalty for a head slam, and then the forearm across the face we could see from here. And then the hand in the face was always going to be penalised. Is that a critical moment, because that was a terrific kick for touch, and now the Roosters are 35 metres out from the line. Here's Evans. Loani with the tackle. Can they hit back here, the Roosters? Blackman out of acting half. He ran away from Jacks. Still going, Dean Blackman almost lost it. Worrying holes there in the Tigers' defence. Loani with the tackle. Tuivasa-Sheck now to Napa. Slow motion stuff. Dylan Napa tackled a couple of metres away. Jacks. Noble. Change of direction. Disorganised a bit at the moment there, the Roosters. They're still very short, the Tigers, the other way. They've gone to the left here. Jacks takes them on, bounces away from Mulcahy, and as they do so well, the Roosters, they've hit straight back. 16-8 kick to come on the back of a penalty, the back of some sloppy defence there from the Tigers. They're not done with yet, the Roosters.
No, this is the edge the Roosters like to attack, their left edge. Riley Jacks, the dominant ball player, have scored 65 down that edge, 31 only to the right for the season. And why they look lost markers, because they like to go to the far post or the right-hand side of the field and shift left. That's their traditional side. They weren't able to get there, but Riley Jacks, poor defensively from the Tigers. On the back of a penalty, you just needed the fight there, didn't you? You need to fight and hang on. Don't let them score a soft try.
Missed tackle there from Matt Mulcahy on Riley Jacks. This is a very important attempt at conversion for Chris Tarapo. He's 12 metres in from this left-hand touchline, and as you can see, about 18 metres out. This to make it back to a converted try, the difference. And there is 2 valuable points for the Sydney Roosters. They had to be next to score, they were, and they did it quickly. 23 minutes remaining, 23 and a half remaining, and it is a converted try, the difference. As you mentioned quite rightly, Brett, they have won games at the death, the Roosters, on a number of occasions, and of course quite dramatically a couple of weeks ago against South Sydney. So they will have that confidence, and the Tigers will also know that the Roosters can do that.
And the last 20 minutes is the Roosters' best attacking period for the whole game, and the Tigers' worst defensive period. So there will be nerves out there.
Kane Evans has got the knock to the head there. Was it his leg that's the problem? Straight back to the ground, Kane Evans. That would be a huge blow for the Roosters, not only for this game. Curtis Rona going back to have a look and see how he is too, getting a drink, but if it's an injury and it looks serious, that is massive for the Roosters. Noble, I think he's in real trouble, Kane Evans. Last tackle, they've gone the wrong way again here, the Roosters. Blackman's got to get rid of it. He doesn't know changeover. And Kane Evans is in real trouble.
Easy. Got a bloke down.
That was bad play from Dean Blackman. That's his ankle. He hasn't really moved, Kane Evans.
Well, now we know it's the left ankle. Let's just keep an eye on what happens to the foot or the ankle.
Oh.
Yep. just gets it stuck under Munro's tackle.
He hasn't even tried to stand up, Kane Evans. Hands in the air from the trainers. Does that mean he wants a medicab, or what's going to happen here? He knows, Kane Evans. Players know, don't they?
Well, is he going to continue?
Oh, he's up and running back into play. Shades of Fonda Matassa. For those in Brisbane, Fonda was in the ambulance on the way out of Lang Park. And all of a sudden, the doors flew open at the back of the ambulance, and Fonda Matassa came out and rejoined play.
Or do we get 22 minutes of Kane Evans at his absolute best after thinking he was gone for the season?
Wow. There's no ambulance, but he's back in there making the tackle.
Had a rest, ready to go again.
And gives away a penalty.
Same thing. No, no, no. You got the penalty. Same thing. Rubbish in the face.
He's done well to keep a lid on this game, Adam G. There's been plenty of niggle in and around the play the ball, and the 20s get a little bit excited at times, and he's done well to keep control. There he is, Kane Evans, conceding that penalty. And here comes Masesi Fotuaka again.
Well, the best way to hurt him is with a great collision, a great tackle, and force an error. Not rub him in the face. It's not going to hurt anyone.
Come on.
Miller, no look pass. Fine.
Hold in. Go.
Miller. Mulcahy, short ball, Luani. Gee, if they'd gone out the back there to Munro, I think they were in the Tigers. Mulcahy, long ball here to Santi. Langy with the jumper holding and got some assistance there from Blackman. Last tackle. Miller and Korobite in the corner, and the Tigers extend their lead. Great vision, Jacob Miller. There was no one defending Marika Korobite, who gets himself another try.
Outstanding pass from the halfback, Jacob Miller. Roosters caught short. I was just watching to see if it went forward. Maybe a little bit. But he holds his sideline well, Korobite, and gets there. They come on the back of another poor discipline penalty that marched the opposition up the field.
And on the back of that was the changeover on the sixth tackle from the hooker, Dean Blackman. Rather than getting a kick and putting some pressure on the opposition, it was an easy handover. There was nothing on. He went to sleep there, the Roosters.
And Riley Jacks is the #1 kicker in the side and the dominant ball player, but Langy had to be calling for the football. There was space to the right. He's only returned to the field. He had a long absence from the first half. The 5'8" is having a quiet game, Langy, and he should have called the ball and they should have kicked, as you said, Mark, but they didn't. And what makes you pay for that is when you concede points after bad football. And the penalty from Kane Evans was poor discipline. And this kick for Jacob Miller.
It's huge, isn't it?
Oh, it is a huge kick.
It's on his preferred side for a right foot around the corner kicker. Near the touchline. It's coming back. It's coming back. Has it got the legs? It has. It's a terrific kick under pressure from Jacob Miller. And the Tigers are back to a 12-point buffer. And there's just under 19 minutes of play remaining.
Now the Roosters do need to be the next to score again for the second occasion. Next time they need back-to-back tries with back-to-back conversions. The Tigers could seal victory if they get one more.
It's the most points the Tigers have scored in a game this year against the Roosters. They've beaten 40 points to 18 and 40 points to 16 in their two matches so far this year. So that alone is a massive turnaround. Miller, love it. Fotuaka, straight there. Asiata who makes the tackle. Cycle is there as well. Mulcahy. Tackle from Reece Martin. It is the last tackle here for the Tigers. It's a high kick, it's a floating kick, and the Roosters throw Sullivan. Didn't get a hand to it, he was nowhere near it. Now he's got the ball back. He got a bit fortunate there, Yasiah O'Sullivan. He jumped for the bomb, and I don't think got within 4 metres of the ball. And then maybe he shouldn't have played at that one, but he did. And fortune favoured the Brave.
Yeah, it looked like he was going to force a knock-on himself. Very, very lucky play. The Tigers, they've settled into a bit of rhythm and they've got some structure to their game, where the Roosters, they still look lost. They need Riley Jacks to take some control.
Tuivasa-Sheck.
Hold it, mate.
Still going Tuivasa-Sheck. Last tackle here. Riley Jacks points to the heavens and gets a kick away, which is not high enough. Korobite takes it. There's some great work defensively from the Roosters, but somehow he was able to get the pass away.
The pass went away, but I know you can't be offside, but you can't throw it forward.
No, you can't.
Korobite.
Oh, he's lost the ball, and it goes into touch just before strip, says the referee. Riley Jacks says something, so the markers advance 10.
That is tough against the Roosters. Korobite gets pushed back to the in goal, throws a forward pass. Rowe gets out, and then on this occasion, he drops the football. You've got to have some ball security.
On his foot.
And they call a rake.
Go.
Akula.
Move. Hold.
That was a critical moment of the game there. Scrum 10 metres out. Roosters loosen feed. Once we hit that 70-minute mark, it really becomes critical for the Roosters, doesn't it? The scoreboard is behind them. The clock's not really an issue at the moment. There's still plenty of time. But when it ticks over to that 70, all of a sudden it just seems to be closer and closer. Here's Korobite again, down the touchline. He's got support on the inside. Miller started it, Miller finishes it. Korobite may not have scored, but he gave the final pass, and are the Tigers on the way?
Jules, can you please check the touchline back there?
Checking the touchline.
Well, no, we're not discussing that now.
Checking the touchline.
Well, Korobite.
We're not discussing now.
Korobite goes down the sideline as Sullivan comes to get him. Does he step out?
Not even close.
Well, that must have been the Roosters players clutching, asking Adam G to please check and hope that he ran out.
It was the touch judge.
The touch judge. And there's Jacob Miller. He knows that that could be the try that seals victory. Again, a wonderful cutout pass from Miller to Korobite. Backs up in support. There's the decision.
But down the other end of the field, the Roosters were penalised for a strip that wasn't. And I don't know that the ball went forward in the in-goal area. Maybe it looked because the tackle was going back. But even then, even if they would have wrapped the footy up on Korobite, they would have had a goal line dropout.
Yeah, the Tigers were very, very lucky and fortunate on both of those calls, Mark. But what they were able to do very well is they turn the luck and they play some football and score points. And that's the difference. They've been able to score some points on the back of poor discipline or lucky calls against the Roosters and made them pay. And Mark, you said once that clock hit 70, when it was 12, it's going to hit the 70-minute mark and it's going to be 16 or 18, and that's catch football. Mentally in your head, you throw everything out the back and you lose your structure. and errors normally occur.
Well, it's got to be a short kick-off here from the Roosters, you'd think. Unless they're going to try and, do the long kick and force the error. But Miller, another important kick to make it that 18 points the difference. He does convert his own try. And after being 4-all at half-time, it has been 24 points in this second half to the Tigers. 28-10.
Well, the coach, Todd Payton, his message at half-time has obviously hit the mark. They've gone back to their shape, their structure. Nice set plays out the back. Jacob Miller, beautiful passing game to the left. And 18-0.
Quick play the ball. And love it. Takes it over the 30. This is good metres being gained after this. After points in this set. Look at this, they're already over the 40 on tackle 3. There was no short kick, it was the long kick, and they haven't gone close to forcing an error yet.
They're just aggressive running from the Tigers. They're marching up the field.
Miller kicking early. Not sure whether the referee said play that or not play that. Tuivasa-Sheck, they need something special from him.
Move! Hold! No, 10.
Evans.
Held to. Play it.
Quick play the ball.
First marker, 8.
Napa. Through the tackle of Lovett. He came again. Santi and Saunders there to bring him to ground. Blackman out of acting half. Nothing on offer there. Aziata behind Jackson. Tuivasa-Sheck. This is where he's dangerous, but good tackle. The offload coming though. Last tackle here for the Sydney Roosters. Jacks. Spiralling kick. And Rowe has dropped it. Rona gets it and Rona scores. Is that the start? It was one of those spiralling bombs. Curtis Rona gets the try, and there is a glimmer of hope for the Roosters.
And it's just before that 70-minute mark. We've said 70 minutes and their mindset might change, but they're able to score. It was a wonderful bomb by Riley Jacks. The spiral, hard to catch. And Rowe coming up with a mistake, and Curtis Rona on the spot. They've won the games, the Roosters, in the last 2 or 3 minutes on several occasions. The Tigers must have thought they were home at 28 points to 10.
28-16 now. There's the score.
It's important they score quickly again.
Just to make the Tigers get nervous, very nervous. Taking their time here to bring it back. It's Jacob Miller.
Got to complete this set from the Roosters. They need to march up the field plenty of metres and get another possible high spiral kick and put pressure under Rowe again.
Syker. They could use a penalty too, couldn't they? The Roosters, the Tigers don't want to concede one here. There's a high tackle. The referee said shoulder. Fotuaka was the man. Good set. Tarapo. Shy of the halfway line. 2 tackles left. Blackman trying to get a penalty. Now he's gone the 10. They're all onside. Well, get ready, Curtis Rowe. Here it comes again. Why not? If they go the other way, the Tigers had no one defending. This is into open space. Rona couldn't get there. Rowe has done terrifically well now. An obstruction, says the referee.
Run him off the ball. Change the line.
David Nofoaluma was penalised. I mentioned that Curtis Rona couldn't get there.
Kick.
Rowe did well. They didn't even stay in.
Just here, but wait.
This is a huge set, isn't it?
It is a massive set, and the Tigers are marking up and double marking up. on Riley Jacks. He has to be the decoy this set. Go to the right mark, as you said. Space out there.
Hold the line.
We're inside the 10 here, the Roosters. Kane Evans straight and hard. Still going Evans. Look at how many Tigers are all over him. Blackman, Jacks, Asiata, Langy, cut out ball. O'Sullivan for the corner. Did he get it down? He's in touch, I think.
On tackle 3 calls, just check here, please, mate.
Korobite showed him the touchline. I'm not sure he got the ball near the goal line.
The wingers do a marvellous job this year with their ability to bend around the corner post.
It's on the line. That's touching goal.
The shove from Korobite. It might have just been strong enough.
Phil Cooley, the video referee. And that's been put on the line, I'd suggest.
Oh, I'm starting to sway the other way. I'm thinking the ball has touched the in goal before the white line.
I couldn't give that. I can't see that being a try. There's no try. I think the Roosters players knew that as well. On the line's out. It only has to be a small portion of the ball as well. And that may be the difference between a grand final spot and doing something else next week.
Well, it's how well they defend this set, this 6, and do they get the ball back in good field position?
2, Dylan up. Hold. Go.
The Tigers should possibly be thinking field goal. Field goal from Jacob Miller if they get close enough.
There's 8 to go. Mulcahy.
Go back towards the post again.
Off the ball, off the ball.
They come down the short side. And Munro's on his own here. Comes to the tackle and Curtis Rona. That would hurt. That was a dangerous tackle there from Rona on Munro. Mulcahy. There's Korobite. Sullivan leaping and getting it. Did he knock it on? He's still got it.
Roosters ball, he kept it.
Well, he's been fortunate, hasn't he, Sullivan? What have they got here, the Roosters? 7 to go. Still got time, but they need to be down the other end of the field.
Well, they need an offload or a second phase or a great run from the dummy half, Blackman, but he needs to get a pass.
Napa, oh, the head rocked back with the shot from Inosesio. Asiata. Asiata still going. There's a good run from John Asiata. Langy. That ball's gone a mile forward. A mile forward to Joe Forrester. And it will be a changeover.
Well, time is going to go against the Roosters here. The play was on. They created the overlap. Langy should have just passed to the man next to him, Syker, and keep running down the field. Korobite was back on the corner waiting for the kick. Tigers in no rush to get play started. And the collisions, Mark. There's been great collisions in the tackling today.
We need, well, the Roosters need just to not look at the clock. Just play by play, and the Tigers, they need to control the footy and just get it down the other end.
Well, they need to look at the clock, the Tigers. They need to know where they are and at what time of the game it is.
Saunders.
They're going towards the post, you would imagine, on this occasion.
Brown, you would think so. And he's lost it.
No, not gone.
Now the Roosters. Oh, there's an injury here. So
Time
that
off,
stops
boys. Time
clock.
off.
Brown's injured. And
Give him space, boys. Give him
Reece
space.
Martin.
Give him
as well.
space.
It was a strong tackle. Fell awkwardly, didn't he, Brown, that left ankle. And he's in trouble.
He's been very good, Brown, off the bench. He comes on and makes a huge impact. 24 tackles, 12 hit-ups, runs very aggressive.
Look, I hope he's okay, because there'd be nothing more devastating for a young player if his side's going to the grand final and to be injured 5.5 minutes out from full time and not be able to play. But it doesn't look good, does it?
No, it's his ankle.
Left ankle just getting stuck there under the tackle.
And it went the wrong way. With Kane Evans, it was twisted underneath him. That was twisted outwards. And I hope he's okay. He's been terrific, Nathan Brown. Not only today, but every time we've seen the Tigers this year off the bench.
The bench rotation for the Tigers today has been very impressive. When someone goes off and is replaced, the player that comes on has an impact into the game. Big tackle or a great run changes the momentum, keeps it going in favour of the Tigers.
Stand square, Riley.
The Roosters, this is nearly their last shot.
Out.
Jack's kicking. Here's Rona chasing. Bounce important. Nofraluma can't get it. Jax has got it. Here's a chance for the Roosters if he can stay in the field to play.
Yep.
He throws it back to Avasa Sheck. Gives the pass back to Tarapo. Well done, Riley Jax, to keep that alive. They're not done with yet, the Roosters. Napa, Asiata, knocked down by the Tigers. That'll be 0.
Got it. 6 more. Hold it. Knocked down by Tigers.
Langy. Head rocked back. Inocesio again with the shot. Saunders involved as well. Jax. Where's Tuivasa Sheck? Martin pushing away. Where's Roger Tuivasa Sheck? He's lost the ball. Strip. I need a quick tap.
No. I want to move.
Take one there.
Dean, I'm going to move. Wait.
Yep.
They need to score somewhere near the post so they guarantee the conversion.
Napa working the tackle there by Akula.
Go.
Blackman. Martin straight through. He stumbled and got the ball down. He wasn't able to stay on his feet to move it around closer. But they're still in it, the Roosters. 4 to go.
And a soft try. A very soft try. Martin just running onto that ball straight into a hole. Conversion for Taripo. Super important that he kicks it.
Huge kick this.
This is the game. This kick allows the Roosters a hope.
They're making their last interchange here, the Tigers as well. Joel Luani is getting set to come on. Now Tarapo. He has kicked 2 from 3 today, 42 from 65 on the year, under 70%. This is his biggest one, and he handled the pressure well. And Brett Cavoli, there's 6 the difference.
It's a great finish. 3 minutes to go in the grand final qualifier. The Tigers looked home. The Roosters haven't given up hope.
Where's Roger Tuivasa Sheck? He has to be the man at this stage, doesn't he? Something from him. 3 to go.
Korobedi will drop back very early for the kick. I'd be shifting to the right edge late in the tackle count, whether it comes off Langy, and Sheck should find his way over there.
Napa. Evans. Nice tackle, chopped his legs from underneath him. Quick play the ball. Here is Tuivasa Sheck. There's too many black and gold jerseys around him there. Santi, one of the defenders. Asiata. They're up. He's lost the ball. He lost the ball. John Asiata and the Tigers have come up with it.
That wasn't the play that the Roosters needed.
And now he's lost the ball. Sonny Parsi, can you believe that? They need to lock forward here, the Roosters. They get one. They can't bring their head up though.
Hold on. lost it.
Well, that the Tigers take forever, they can.
Don't go down that track, mate.
I think the concentration just dropped there for a second. Thought he had the football and thought the game was over.
Or did exhaustion take
Let's
over?
go, boys. Come on. We're going to bind.
If the Tigers don't hurry up, he can allow the Roosters to get their head up.
You're not wasting time.
Where's Tuivasa-Sheck now?
We saw him do the kick last scrum. Rona's coming across the field.
Well, this is shades of the Roosters and Souths a couple of weeks ago at Amy Park in Melbourne. They were done and dusted, the Roosters, and Curtis Rona scored the try on full time. Now Forrester passed maybe a bit too early here to O'Sullivan. He's got to get away from touch. He stays in the field to play. Quick play the ball. Here is Forrester. Korobite looking for the strip, but there was more than one in the tackle. They're inside the 20 here. The Roosters. Blackman. Now Jacks. Langy. Tuivasa-Sheck. Rona. Tarapo for the corner. Plenty of cover though. He was never going to get there. And the Tigers may be headed to the grand final.
Yeah, a decision had to be made that you're never going to get the try line and you're always going to be pushed out. Tarapo. Tigers everywhere. Desperation defensively. Possibly should have come back in and thought, we've got 2 tackles to go.
Terrific defence from the Tigers, though.
1 set of 6 that the Tigers have to complete, and they will be off to the grand final. Big collisions from the Roosters, one-on-one rakes.
Bind him in, heads down.
Well, the Roosters know they can push once the ball's in the scrum. Riley Jackson learned that last week.
He's with his forwards. In. Out.
So inside the final minute, this grand final qualifier, and then the underdogs again, even though they're the higher ranked team, is in front. They will become the first highest ranked team in this semi-final series to win. Ziada almost stealing that one-on-one. They're still going. The Tigers. Sue plays it. In fact, it was Nofaluma. Roger Tuivasa-Sheck looking for a steal, and Saunders hanging on to it. Korobite across field. And for some reason, he passed it. Back to Munro. That should be enough. They just need to kick the ball into touch here, the Tigers, or run it back to Campbelltown, and there it is. The first team is into the grand final of the Toyota Cup for season 2012. It is the West Tigers. Full time, Tigers 28, Roosters 22.